Hey everyone, before we start the video, I just want to say something real quick. Thank you all for being very supportive about the first Yokai Watch Iceberg video. Making that video, I was scared because something told me the video was gonna flop with how underrated Yokai Watch is now, but no, all you people came in, left some good comments, left likes, and even subscribed to the channel, and I just want to say thank you. And we are going to talk about the errors I made in the first video, but we'll get to that later. But there is one more thing I want to talk about. So there's just something I want to clarify. While I do love Yokai Watch, I don't want my channel to solely focus around Yokai Watch. Like, don't get me wrong, we're definitely going to be making more Yokai Watch videos, but I'm still in the phase to where I want to experiment with the channel. Like, I have a bunch of Yokai Watch merch that I want to make a video about, and I even want to move my Yokai Watch 4 videos to live streams. But the reason why I don't want to solely focus on a Yokai Watch channel is because I feel like just doing Yokai Watch videos back to back can get boring real quick, and I just can't see myself doing that for the next few years, I guess. I just hope you guys understand, as someone who's trying to get somewhere with YouTube but doesn't want to solely focus around a single topic. Like, I'm still trying to experiment with the channel. Without further ado, I want to present the Yokai Watch Iceberg Part 2, and hopefully the last part. So let's start off with the errors I made in the first video. For starters, there was the error I made about Nate's grandma seeing yokai without the Yokai Watch. She actually has a marble in her glasses that allows her to see the yokai, and 2 people point this out in the comments, so thank you very much. But the thing I was confused about is how people were seeing yokai without the watch, and I should have used a better example, like how in the first episode Nate was able to see Whisper without even having the watch or even knowing what the watch is. And I guess the reason that is because yokai can like hide themselves when they feel like it, and they can just come out when they feel like it, I guess. Next up, we have a comment from Andrew from Italy, who points out, hey, about the Iron Oni Blasters arcade. Basically, it was an arcade version of a Yokai Watch Blasters that, when played, allowed you to redeem prizes through the Blasters license. The redeeming of these rewards is exclusive to the Japanese versions though, and an arcade located in the basement of the Blasters base, the arena. So Andrew, thank you for pointing this out. Like I said in the first video, it was hard to get information about these arcade machines. This comment points out about the continuity about Y School Heroes. At first it was an alternate reality, but in a later episode it was confirmed that Y School Heroes takes place years after Shadowside. So Sky Patroller Ben CD points out how Yokai Watch didn't just air on Disney Channel, and that is true. I completely forgot that. Depending on wherever you live, Yokai Watch aired on a different streaming service. Here in America, it's streamed on Disney Channel, and we got it on Netflix before Netflix took down Yokai Watch. I still hate you for that. And I'm pretty sure it also aired on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. I know about the Cartoon Network part, but I might have to fact check myself for the Nickelodeon part. Also, you can also watch Yokai Watch on Animax. I never watched that platform before, but apparently you can watch Yokai Watch there. Sky also points out how I forgot to mention a YouTuber named Kerbendo. I have never heard of this YouTuber before, but apparently he was invited by the official Yokai Watch channel, so good on that YouTuber. Okay, so that should be all the errors that was part of the first Iceberg, at least the ones the comments point out. And if there's any more, please let me know, but don't expect me to make a third video just to point out more errors. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start the actual Iceberg. I hope you all enjoy. Go ahead and grab a snack, some chips, and enjoy. Bye. Okay, for layer 1, it's focusing on stuff that should have been in the first Iceberg. In the first Iceberg, I made an entry about Yokai Watch being different from Pokemon, and I didn't even bring up some of the key things that makes Yokai Watch different from Pokemon, so we're going to be talking about them here. Ultimates are powerful moves yokai can pull off in battle. In battle, when a yokai watch soul meter is filled up, you can activate a ultimate move, and each yokai has their own ultimate move, even though some of them are just copy pasted of others. Ultimates can either do damage and spirit a other yokai or just heal a yokai. There are different versions of the ultimate. There's the normal one. In Yokai Watch 2, we got the powerful Moxie ultimates, which combines 3 ultimate gauges to make a powerful one. And in Yokai Watch Puni Puni only, we got the G ultimates, which are basic normal ultimates, but 2 times the power, I guess. Yokai can evolve and fuse. I cannot believe I did not bring this up in the first Iceberg, because it's one of the things I like about Yokai Watch. So, yokai have different ways of evolving. For starters, they can level up and evolve by reaching a certain level. They can fuse with another yokai to create a new yokai, or they can fuse with a item to make a new yokai. The Crankakai is a gacha machine that you can use to get yokai and items. You can use the Crankakai by either using a Cranka coin or the 3DS's plate coins, I think that's what they're called. There are different versions of the Crankakai. There's the standard Crankakai, the Crankakai of the past, the Oni Crankakai, the Lucky Crankakai, the Dream Crankakai, the Future Crankakai, and the Crankakai of the Yokai Watch world. And don't even get me started about the Crankakais that only spawn in Yokai Watch Puni Puni. Yokai can talk. Yeah, that's another thing I forgot, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you knew that already. There's honestly not much to say about this entry other than, hey, yokai can speak.
I want to get a big prize. I reckon we could give these city folk a run for their money.
Komami and Mama Koma are related to Koma-san and Komajiro. The first one to appear was Mama Koma, who is... Can we just talk about this name? Mama Koma. Komama was right there. Why are we calling her Mama Koma? I'm pretty sure it was the manga that is the reason we even have this name, I think. I'm not sure where the name originates from. I'm getting this off the wiki. But why? Like, Koma Mama is right there. But yeah, Koma Mama or Mama Koma first appears in the Yokai Watch 2 movie, and she also appears in the 3rd movie, and I'm pretty sure that's the only time she gets summoned at all. And Komami is also kind of similar, but she doesn't appear to the 2019 anime, which is weird because her and Komama never appear in a mainline game. Their only appearance are in anime and in mobile games, sadly. It's just kind of annoying because the 2014 anime introduced a lot of cool yokai that would have been nice to see in Yokai Watch 4, but they just don't appear. They only appear in mobile games, specifically Puni Puni. Yokai actually disguise themselves as humans so they can live among humans. The only times I remember this is Koma-san and Komajiro, who do this throughout season 1 of Yokai Watch. And I'm pretty sure spoiler Rina disguises herself as a human to go into Halian's classroom, but I don't know which episode this is. The Yokai Watch has accessories, and I'm specifically talking about the Yokai Watch toy you can buy in real life, or used to, because I'm pretty sure they stopped making them a long time ago, at least over here in the States. But we're going to be specifically talking about the Japanese version, specifically the Yokai Watch Dream, because the whole thing with that model is the Dream Link and how you can use that watch in multiple different ways. For starters, there's the Yokai Watch Blaster, and that actually appears in Yokai Watch 3 as a gameplay mechanic. There's the Emma Blade, which is used by Lord Emma and Emma Awoken. There's the Emma Flute, the Yokai Bazooka. There's like this tube thing that you can buy for the watch. I'm not sure what this does because apparently this is linked to Buster's 2 or Buster's Treasure, I guess. Yeah, I never bought this game and I'm not exactly sure what this does. I guess I should also mention the 3DS because a cool thing you can do with the Yokai Watch Dream is you can play a roulette game, and if you win that game, you can link that energy thing to like the 3DS. So for the Japanese version of Yokai Watch 3, you can get like a boost in the Crankakai. Okay, this next entry I'm gonna do fast because there's a lot of crossovers, and just note, we're only talking about official crossovers, no references. Okay, there might be one reference to Yokai Watch from a popular series, but that is the only time, alright? I got all these from a source that I'll leave in the description, but for now, I'm just gonna quickly say the name and move on. Final Fantasy, Sanrio, McDonald's, Donchan, ReZero, Hololive, Puyo Puyo, 7 Deadly Sins, Snack World, Professor Layton, Fantasy Life, Yonosubo, Y-Tubers, Ge no Gintaro, Inuyasha, Kamen Rider, Uese Yatsura. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I can't say these things clearly. English is my first and only language. Karakuru, Circus, Magi, Abu Shama-kun, Ranma and a half, Tokaiden, Beyblade, Mi Plaza, Just Dance, Mai Mai. And something about the Mai Mai, I actually brought this up as that one rhythm Yokai Watch arcade game, so apparently that was a crossover arcade game. Romance of the Three Kings, The Cat Mario Show, Nintendo Badge Collection, White Cat Tennis, Line Battlers Experience, Everybody's Golf, Puzzle and Dragons, Jabao, Knights Chronicles, Cells at Work, Megaton Musashi, Neki the Fox, and Dang Gang Rope Up. This was the reference. I don't think it's an actual crossover. I think this is just Nanakuma showing off his Yokai Watch fanboyism. Again, sorry for any names I was struggling to say. I already struggle to speak in my own language. It's hard for me to tackle any other language. I'm sorry. Yokai Watch actually has a lot of food theme related stuff you could buy. I think you can still buy it. Again, like, this is stuff from years ago. I'm actually finding this out from the YouTube channel Japanese Stuff channel, so I recommend you check out this channel. There seems to be a Jibanyan themed ramen noodles, a shogunyan and Jibanyan pancake, or is that cake? I can't remember. Gate of Whimsies is the most Yokai Watch thing in all of Yokai Watch. What these are basically are, when you're playing the game, you may come across one of these doors, and by you using your Yokai Watch, you could scan for these and enter the doors. Now, it's either two things could happen. A, you get taken to a random room and you have to fight a bunch of random yokai. Or B, you get taken to a random scenario. I can't remember all the scenarios that happens, but I do remember one is you're in first person and you got to figure out who you're playing as, like an actual Yokai Watch character, like who you're playing as. Once you complete a Gate of Whimsy, you get a Gate Globe, and if you get enough Gate Globes, you can take on a secret boss fight. Just know Gate of Whimsies only appear in Yokai Watch 2 and 3. I can't remember if I even talked about these two watches, which I should have. The Yokai Watch Olga and the Yokai Watch Anumas. The Yokai Watch Olga is what many Yokai Watch fans like to call the Ben 10 Yokai Watch, and after thinking about it and playing Yokai Watch 4, yeah, I can see it. The watch user, who I'm pretty sure his name is Cole or Toma, he can use this watch and it basically allows him to turn into these Olga yokai. Each yokai has their own unique skills, and you can only temporarily play as them. And the Yokai Watch Animus actually allows you to summon these celestial beasts, and it makes the user, Bruno, skinny for some reason. I'm not sure the story reason behind this, but for people that know, please let me know in the comments. When Yokai Watch the anime came back in 2021, Bandai made a whole new Yokai Watch. Not a whole new, but they remade the Model Zero, and that has completely new summoning songs for some reason, which is odd because the anime just ditched the summoning songs as a whole. Private Wispocrates, Rudy, and Fu2 are all weird yokai to befriend in Yokai Watch 3 because they don't make any sense. Okay, I could argue for Private Wispo because at least he's still a yokai in a way, but for Rudy and Fu2, I don't think that makes any sense, especially in Yokai Watch 3 where you're playing as Nate. You don't get to choose to play as Katie besides that one quest. But for Rudy, it really doesn't make sense because that is actually Jibanyan before he even became a yokai. So, what's going on here? There's actually a bunch of Roblox Yokai Watch games you could play. That's about all I have to say. If you like Roblox and Yokai Watch, go ahead and try it out.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Yokai Watch is a game, and just like most other games, there are glitches and textures. I'm not sure if people even know this, but when you're playing, I'm not sure about Yokai Watch 4, but for the first 3 games, if you run into an NPC long enough, you can just go through them. I used to think that was a glitch, but I'm starting to think that was part of the game design wise, but there is often a texture glitch. I actually came across one earlier this year. I'll have it on screen. Sorry, I don't have a way to record my 3DS. If I could, I would be making more Yokai Watch videos. But this is the picture I took after getting this glitch. Okay, so in Yokai Watch 2 or 3, you can randomly get a red box and you're told not to open it, but if you choose to, something random will happen. Like you'll get an afro for 30 minutes, you could trip often for 30 minutes, you will fart uncontrollably for 30 minutes, you could fight a random yokai, receive a random item, or play Terror Time as Gargaros. But I'm pretty sure if you choose not to open the item and you wait till the guy who gave it to you comes back, you will get something better in return. The Goku yokai / extreme yokai are very unique cases of yokai reskins that I just wanted to talk about. Each of these extreme yokai has a sad backstory. For example, Extreme Snartle, who actually cared about helping kids, however the adults saw him as a monster because, well, look at him. So because of that, he was in prison. I would go over all the extreme yokai's backstories, but sorry, I got stuff I do. Gotta get this iceberg over with. But I also want to bring up the very similar yokai, the reborn legendaries. These are just the base legendaries from Yokai Watch 1, but they're reborn into like reversed versions of themselves. Like Shogunyan, instead of being like a descendant of Jibanyan, he's like this future descendant now. Komashura is now like Shurabeard. Gilgaros is now a Galgaros now. I got that joke from Robert Watch. Elder Bloom is now Younger Bloom, and Dan Doodle is now a fish. He's still ugly. For the Bandai line of Yokai Watch medals, there were actually rare art you can get for certain Yokai Watch medals. I remember there was like for the Sushinyan and Tempura Koma-san medals, you can get rare arts of Koma-san eating their hats. And I'm pretty sure for the Dark or Croy Yokai Watch medals, you can get rare art of Koma-san and Nate dead and ascending into heaven, I think. When Yokai Watch 4 was localized for China, there were some redesigns. Blizaria had her cleavage covered up. Gusty Bones was just outright redesigned. Hot Pot had his pot redesigned. And this yokai, who I forgot his name, but he was recolored. Yeah, this was just added at the last part because I just found this out. There are Yokai Watch bootlegs. I can't believe I never thought about that too now, but I found this video and I'll have the YouTuber's channel in the description. There are Yokai Watch bootlegs. And in the final part of the iceberg, I want to talk about how Yokai Watch is currently on pause. In an interview with Akihiro Hino, he basically confirmed that Yokai Watch is on pause right now, and yeah, I saw that coming. Like, I knew Ghostcraft was not going to replace Yokai Watch, and they also talk about how they're going to be using AI, not in their final part of the games. This is like the example. So imagine you want to show, you want to ask someone to draw something for you, but you don't know how to show that off. You use AI, so the drawer or artist could draw that up for you. If you agree or disagree, that's up to you, but I am glad Yokai Watch is not dead. They even confirmed how stuff like getting new merch lines like for the Yokai medals isn't a problem for them or their partners. Look, at the end of the day, I'm just happy Yokai Watch isn't dead, and I hope that they don't use AI in their final products, okay? If you agree with AI being used in a certain way, that is up to you, but I'm just happy Yokai Watch is not dead. Okay, so this video was much shorter than part 1, mostly because I'm not sure what else to add to the video. I talked about most stuff in part 1, and whatever I missed, it's probably in someone else's Yokai Watch video. I just hope this is a decent close off to part 1. Thank you all for tuning in and helping the channel out. I plan to do a lot more videos on different topics and Yokai Watch. Like I said at the beginning of the video, thank you all for the support, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you and bye.